What's up, Powell? I'm DJ King 101 Games here, back again with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be sharing with you something I've never really done on the channel before. Well, I've done predictions, but I've never done a theory. I'd like to do a theory for The Walking Dead Season 10. Never done this before. I really want to know how it goes. I really want to try make a good thumbnail for this. But I don't have a good thumbnail editor, and to be honest, the gameplay does not match what I'm talking about. If you watch my last video, which was the Rick Grimes GTA 5 video, as you can see, I've just kind of thrown in some screenshots of Rick, and also have Trevor here for some reason. Yeah, I'm recording this over the gameplay. Anyway, enough mess. The theory I'm going to be presenting is about who Daryl Dixon punches in the Walking Dead Season 10 trailer. Now, please gather that this is just a theory. First of all, I'm going to go over some of the possibilities of who he's punching, and then I'm going to get into my theory. So the first possibility of who Daryl is giving a good wallop in the trailer is Negan. Now, Negan from The Walking Dead, if you watch the trailer again, there's a scene from the trailer where Daryl is assumingly talking to Negan, because the camera kind of points to Daryl leaning against a cell, and then the next shot is Negan in the cell, and then they're talking, and then Daryl punches the guy in the face. A lot of people think it's Negan because, well, Negan's getting out of his cell this season, but personally I don't think it's Negan because Daryl just doesn't really have the motive to punch Negan unless Negan does something and Daryl disagrees. I mean, Daryl's not going to forgive Negan after what happened in Season 8 and Season 7, of course. Plus, Daryl's already punched Negan. In fact, I don't think he'd do that again after what happened last time, because Negan killed Glenn because Daryl punched him. Well, assumingly because Daryl punched him. So I do not believe it's Negan. The other possible theory is that it's Sadiq who Daryl punches in the face, because there's the theory that when Sadiq was kept alive because she helped Alpha kill the Pike victims. I personally think that's kind of stupid. It could be a case that Sadiq led them on, and Alpha kind of took matters into her own hands, and then Sadiq feels responsible for the death of the Pike victims, and then everyone finds out about Sadiq's involvement, so then Daryl beats him up. But personally, I like that theory, and I sort of hope it's the case, but I'm not really sure, because Sadiq and Daryl, there is that possibility that Daryl could, of course, take a disliking to Sadiq. Bear in mind what happened with Carl back in Season 8, but unless that theory is true, and Sadiq did betray the group, I seriously doubt Daryl would go out his way to beat him for no reason. Yeah, that is. Those are the two options. Of course, it could be a whisperer, just a whisperer that breaks into the camp. There is the Silence the Whisperers graffiti going on, so possibly I could link into it. There's also Dante, who's arriving in Season 10. It could be a whisperer, but I'm gonna go into my theory, and I believe that Daryl Dixon punches Brandon Rose. Now you're probably thinking, who the hell is Brandon Rose? Well, Brandon is the son of Tammy, who died on the Pike, and I can't remember the name of her husband. He's a comic book character, but he's appearing in Season 10, and there was a picture of Brandon in the comics. I don't read the comics, by the way. I was watching Movie Idol, and he was kind of explaining who Brandon Rose is. But in the comics, I believe Brandon, he breaks Negan out of his cell, and he also plots against none other than Rick Grimes. And by plot I mean I think he tries to assassinate him. Now, if the show kind of adapts that route, we could have Brandon breaks Negan out. Although I do think Michonne's going to let Negan out, and I don't think he's going to escape. I think, say, Brandon disagrees with the how Michonne's trying to keep peace, so he believes it's time to step up and basically take matters into their own hands, and presumably Brandon goes to attempt to assassinate Michonne. And then, of course, or even Daryl himself, although Daryl's more on the fence of fighting the Whisperers with Carol, of course, if you've seen the trailer. I think Carol, no, I think Daryl, I haven't wrote any of this down, I can just remember at the top of my head because I commented it in a video. I believe that Daryl will hear word of Brandon's assassination attempt on possibly Michonne or Ezekiel or anyone who Daryl is friends with, and Daryl will therefore go take matters into his own hands and confront Brandon. Daryl, he does have a tendency to lash out violently, of course, because we've seen him do we've seen him beat up loads of people. He's a nutter. But of course, when it's someone close to him, that's when Daryl really loses it. He really snaps. If you remember what he did to Justin back in season 9, he battered him because, in one sense, Justin was responsible for Aaron losing his arm. So I think Daryl will go over to confront Brandon about the assassination attempt, and then Daryl will beat him up. I think it'll be more than just one punch, although it'll be interesting just to see Daryl punch him and kind of like not just full on beat him senselessly, just hit him once and then try to just interrogate him like a normal interrogation that doesn't turn into a bloody beating. I need to talk about what kind of contradicts this theory, because I have thought about it, but I also thought of a rebuttal that kind of shuts this counter argument down. Now, of course, if you look at the shot in the trailer where Daryl punches this guy in the face, now it is a guy. I'd be very disappointed if Daryl hit a woman. Plus, the shot really looked like a guy. The guy has slight shorter hair than the picture of Brandon Rose with Negan. Or the spoiler picture, the set photo, I'm not sure, I just call it the set photo. The set photo of Negan Brandon has slightly longer hair. Now, that is the counter argument to this theory. The rebuttal, which I thought about very carefully, is Angela Kang loves to play with time. She has played with time on so many occasions on the show. When Rick left, in between episode 15 and 16, after the Pike victims, there was a slight time jump of about a month, and then of course the time jump between season 9 and season 10. There's been, within the past year or so, there has been a ridiculous amount of time jumps, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some of it's kind of pointless. I think the season 9, I think the episode 15 to 16 time jump was a bit unnecessary, but oh well, it is what it is. But so many different occasions has Angela Kang, since becoming showrunner, played with time. I think there will be multiple time jumps in season 10, which will allow Brandon's wounds to heal and also his hair to grow longer, which means that the shot where Daryl punches this person in the face is before Brandon breaks Negan out of prison. So it could be a case of the assassination attempt is before the Whisper War even starts. That is my rebuttal to this theory. I think it's quite a sensible rebuttal in that sense. I really believe this theory is possible, and I hope it's possible too, because I really like the idea of a new character trying to step up, trying to take control, and then the main character shut them down completely. I believe it happened back in. It will really feel like season 1 as well, season 1 and 2, because Shane tried to take control of Rick and take control of Rick and the group, tried to take Carl and Laurie and all of that jazz. And it'd be nice to kind of see that come back, but with a new character. And plus, this Brandon guy, if he sounds like the way I'm beginning to interpret him, which is like a whiny, bratty, kind of like an evil version of Henry in that sense, I will really dislike this character. So I really hope that his screen time will be worth something at least, which would be Daryl punching him in the face, finding out why he did what he did, and all of that stuff. I don't even think he'll break Negan out like he did in the comics. I think Negan will be released from prison because, of course, he saved Judith. He's slowly but surely redeeming himself, and plus, I was watching the season 9 finale a couple of months ago, right after it aired. I was watching the scene where Michonne thanked Negan for saving Judith, and Michonne genuinely had that look of, we need this guy, we need Negan. So I think Michonne will let Negan out of his cell and kind of just gradually wander Alexandra. Maybe he'll have an escort, a chaperone, to just kind of preserve and watch over everything he does. But I don't think Brandon will break him out. So that kind of makes Brandon's character a little more pointless than usual. And plus, Brandon has to kind of step up because his mum's died. Tammy was one of the Pike victims of Enid, Henry, Tara. You know, her death has got to mean something, and that is another character stepping up to kind of fulfill the role. Even though she played a tiny role, maybe her remote role can kind of uplift Brandon's role to be a bit more substantial and significant by avenging his mother's death. I can't remember the name of Brandon's father, but I kind of hope he just kind of, I have a feeling he'll probably die within, like, I don't know, season 10, like by the mid-season finale he'll probably die. Yeah. But I think this theory is Daryl punches Brandon. I think Daryl punches Brandon in season 10. The season 10 trailer, Daryl is punching the guy, so assassination attempt, Daryl confronts him, beats him up, time jump, his wounds have healed, his hair's grown longer, he sees Negan. Simple. And the picture, the set photo with Negan, I believe, is him asking Negan advice, or possibly trying to manipulate Negan into doing some evil stuff, but Negan's like, no, I just want to do this, and that's it. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you want me to do more, because I quite like doing this. I went on GTA and I kind of took my Rick, my online Rick thing, and I just went on director mode, sort of messing around. A lot of the gameplay you've seen here has no involvement whatsoever with what I'm talking about. It's just filler gameplay, kind of like what I used to do. I haven't really stuttered as much because I'm not playing this live. I'm recording this audio over the gameplay, but of course I stutter like hell. Anyway, I would actually like to do this with some other things that I watch as well. A lot of you might remember my All These Stenders video. In fact, my most viewed video and my most disliked video is an EastEnders video. I don't really care because it got the most views, so yeah. I would like to do this with some of the other TV shows I have watched. For example, I watched Riverdale, which a good friend of mine told me about, and I've watched it all. And I love it, even though the writing is god awful. So yeah, if you want to see Riverdale theory videos, I don't know. Don't forget, these are just theories. These are just theories. I've thought of them myself. I'm not very good at I don't really care if this is completely wrong. I don't care if it's not Brandon and it is the other two, or maybe something completely different, what I mentioned before. I just would like to kind of try this thing from the channel. So yeah, if there are any theories in particular you'd like me to discuss, or any theories you have in mind, I will happily read them and happily possibly make a video on them. But please be self-aware of your theories. If you noticed, I delivered a counter argument and I delivered a rebuttal to my theory. That's because every time you make an argument about something, you gotta be self-aware of the things that may shut that argument down, the things that you can deliver to kind of raise your argument back up. That's how you do it in English. But it works with theories as well. It works for analysis. It works for anything really. Just make sure you're backing up what you say. Plus, I actually quite enjoy doing this because, like I just said, it's in English. I'm going into year 11 English next year, and I kind of want to take English a bit further with my life. So stuff like this, it not only is it hopefully entertaining for you, but it's quite useful for me because I'm revising argumentation, persuasion, stuff like that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment if you enjoy it. I'm just gonna let the rest of the gameplay go through. I'm gonna try and make a detailed thumbnail for this. Don't expect any fancy pictures or anything because I'm on the SHAREfactory and of course all that jazz. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.